But it's important to me to do a good job because it's my job. I mean, also you paid me, and you paid me. I get money from every ticket, so your money is mine now. I own it now, and it's gonna be gone tomorrow. I'm a piece of shit. I don't save money. If I die tonight, my kids are homeless tomorrow morning. Someone's gonna wake them up. Your daddy's dead. Get your shit and get out, because I don't save money. I think it's arrogant to save money. You shit it out. Money is like oxygen. It's not my money. It's the money. I could die tomorrow, so it. I spend it. I didn't buy my mom a house. You're supposed to have that musical montage when you get a TV show where you take your mom to the... Oh, look at it. I didn't do that. She's my mom, but she's not me. Why would I buy her a house? But,
A friend of mine sent me a porn the other day. Folks can just send you pornography now. It was a porn, it was two old men. Like really old guys, really old. And they were sucking each other's cocks. Like really sucking each other's cocks. They were so old, I was surprised they were doing anything. But there they were. One of them is like sitting on the edge of a bed and his socks have fallen, you know. And the other guy's on his knees on a pillow and he's just fucking blowing the guy. Then they switched places. I watched long enough to see them switch places. And when the second guy was done, I called my friend and said, "Why'd you send me this?" He said, "Because it's amazing." And it really was, you know? It really was. I've watched it a few times. Because it doesn't turn me on, it's inspiring. Because you're like, go fellas. Because you worry about old guys. You know, you see an old man walking by himself with just a grapefruit in a plastic bag, you know? And you're like, oh shit, that's horrible. Maybe he's going to suck another guy's cock. Life might be better than you think. It's interesting because porn used to be like you go find your thing, you know? But now you go to a porn site, it's everybody's stuff. You can put in a search word to narrow it down, or you can look around. Find new things. I saw a fart porn one time. It was a fart porn. I never thought I'd be turned on by farts. I'm not interested in farts. Farts are okay. I'm farting right now. I've been farting this whole time. And I didn't want to watch it because it was a fart porn. It was because of the title. The title is what got me. The title was, "Nice Girl Farts in Your Face." Who's not going to watch that? Nice girl farts in your face. So I click on it, and there's this girl standing there. I'm like, she is nice. She's totally nice, just a nice girl standing there. Pink sweater with little blue buttons on it. And she's looking in the camera and she says, "Hi, I'm so glad to see you." And I was like, wow, she made me feel good, you know? And then she turns around like she goes, "I gotta show you something I bought." And she's reaching up and all of a sudden, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was in the title. I knew it was going to happen, but I was like, oh my God. She just farted right in my face. She seemed so nice. But the best part is when her reaction, because I thought she would be like, "That's right, I farted in your face." But she wasn't. She was like, "Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that happened." I've never been that hard in my entire life. I was so excited. Because I realized it's not really about the fart, it's about the shame. It's about the sexy shame of a truly nice girl who just thunder farted right in your face, and she regrets it. Here's the worst part, I can't find one that good again. I can't, they're never that good. I've been chasing the dragon on this fart porn for months. It's just always some bored chick, hello, like, Come on, tighten it up, would you, a little bit?
Louis C.K., everybody!
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hi, everybody. It's nice to be here. Nice to see you all. It is. It's nice. It's funny to see you all here because I f***ed all your mothers. So that's weird. Isn't that a weird coincidence? I f***ed all your mothers. And here you are. You're not mad, are you? Did y'all get together because you're mad? They liked it, so don't worry. You shouldn't be mad. You should want your mother to enjoy herself. So I was talking to a friend of mine, and he used an old expression, and he said, yeah, well, it's a double-edged sword. You know, when people say that? I don't think people should say that anymore. Because I don't really relate to it that much, because I don't have a lot of swords. And everything is a double-edged sword, too. Like, nothing isn't a double-edged sword. It's like, oh, I'm going to Vegas. Yeah, well, that's a double-edged sword. Because you could win or you could lose. Hey, the football game was on. That's a double-edged sword. Because football is fun, but then something else is too when you're not watching that. Even single-edged swords are a double-edged sword. You know, you cut something with it, but the other end is kind of flat, doesn't really cut well. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. That bit is kind of Seinfeld-y, I think. And then I try to make it mine by doing it clumsily. That's how you modernize comedy. You take any bit Seinfeld would have done and just make it sound like you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then you sound clever. You ever feel like you're gonna fart and then instead you on your father's face? And everybody on the bus is like, hey, that's not appropriate. And you're like, I thought it was gonna be a fart. And they go, oh, all right then. I'm a little tired of all this terrorist alarming and the terrorist hatred, all this anti-terrorist. You know, terrorists are just people who like to murder other people. And what the fuck is the big problem? Seriously, I think that they become victimized in this country because those are their religious beliefs and they have a right to them to murder people. Because here's the thing, what do they do that's so bad? They kill people. Who the fuck, well, so what? What's so great about people that they shouldn't be allowed to murder them? Like, I was really thinking about that. Like, so people die. Yeah. I don't know them, so I honestly don't care. And if somebody, well, what if somebody you knew died? Well, that would be sad, but then there's the other side to it, which is I'd get to act sad and people would be worried about me and really concerned about me. You know, like when you were in school, did you ever have when you were in school, when you were a kid, like fantasies about your parents dying so that you'd be really special in school? Like if your parents got killed, you'd go to school and they'd make an announcement, Joey's parents died today, so everybody, and all the cute girls would come up and go, are you okay? And stuff like that, which would never happen. They'd just walk up to you and go, I'm still not gonna f*** you, you faggot. That's what would have happened. And that would have I would have jerked off to that and had a better time than if I them. Seriously. To me, jerking off later to a cute girl saying that to me after my parents died, like the brutalness of that would have gotten me off better than that stupid. Fuck her. I don't need her. I have no idea. I have no idea where this is going. But here's the thing, people dying, look, People talk about like, don't eat dolphins when they're in the tuna. Pick out the dolphins, right? You gotta pick it out like raisins. But and like you ever go to shop for tuna and like it says dolphin safe and you kind of go like, yeah, but like somehow you think it's not gonna be as good. Like I want to do the right thing, but it's probably kind of bland without the dolphin. But here's the thing, like why not kill and eat a dolphin? Why not? Oh, because well, no, I don't f***ing get it. If you're a tuna, fuck you, we're eating you. So I don't really see the difference. And I think it's wrong to eat tuna and dolphin and cows and everything. But I eat them. I eat them all. Because I don't care that it's wrong. I totally think it's terrible, but that's not important to me, that it's terrible. So what if it's wrong? It tastes good. And I like the way it feels when I eat it, so f*** it. But I'm not going to pretend I'm doing something that's okay just because it doesn't think or something. So when I think about that, I think, yeah, so people die. What's the big deal? They're dead, and some of them might have been assholes. You don't know. All right. So I think the terrorists back the f*** off. They get it. They get we don't like them. I think that's what they would say. If they could make a statement, okay, we get it, yes, blah, blah, you hate us, fine. Jesus Christ, you guys, with the terrorism this. Okay, move on already. You actually seem sort of offended that I'm doing an accent. That's what's funny to me about this, is that everything I've said so far, you and happily laughed at it, be like, that sounds stereotypical. I'm not sure it's cool to laugh at that. That sounds like a stereotypical guy. Anyway, it was a Mexican accent, so. And I was talking about a Mexican terrorist, so f*** you. Because you didn't even know what you were being offended about. What other terrible things to defend? All right, rape. It's not good to rape people, right? It's not okay to rape people. But what about Jews? Oh my God, did I say that? That's horrible. Here's my question. It's not okay to rape people, and I totally think that you shouldn't rape people, and I don't rape anybody. Anybody. But when does a person become a person? Like if you rape a fetus at 3 weeks, it's not really rape, because it ain't a human yet. So it. Get right in the hole. Who gives a shit? I don't even think people would mind if you walked up and raped their fetuses. Sorry, it's not a kid yet. Don't worry about it. Enjoy, please. Don't rape me. But if you have some way to rape my embryo, have at it. No, I don't think that there's any good reason. You could have a reason to rape somebody. Like, say there's somebody you want to fuck them and they won't let you. Then what else are you supposed to do? What other recourse do you have? What are you gonna not fuck them? That's absurd. I would have raped Hitler. Like, if I had a time machine, I think that the two things I would have done would have been to erase my daughter and raped Hitler, because I don't think it would have been enough to kill Hitler. I think if I raped him, he would have had no balls to do all the shit he did. He would have been just kind of depressed all the time and sitting on the floor of his shower crying with holding his knees and stuff like that. And a guy who does that can't have the focus to take over the world. So I think I would have done some. And also, I wanted to f*** Hitler, seriously. I think he was hot. I seriously was attracted to him. I used to fantasize about his brush mustache sort of tickling my balls. I don't know how that would work logistically. He's there, but then he'd have to... I guess if we were 69ing, then his mustache would tickle my balls, but then that wouldn't really be rape. 69, you can't rape people into a 69. Anyway, I gotta go. Thanks a lot. Good night.
But I don't think it's as simple as that. The thing is that Ellen is not a popular person. She's kind of a rotten, smelly, awful,
when I met
stinky.
Is she not a nice lady?
Idiot. She's. I wish we were on XM so I could describe her completely.
Of course.
But I can't.
Wait, what have you heard?
The FCC cannot, would not let her be accurately described.
This is interesting.
It would be like if a cop said who shot you and it was her, I'd be like, you got to take me off the air because I can't tell you.
Jimmy met her in Vegas, so this is really interesting because he got the big blow off.
She was doing something for XM, and we were out there for XM. So I was like, I'll walk up, and she was being filmed. I'm like, hey, I get my pictures with everybody. It's just what I do.
You didn't get a picture with me. I've met you twice now.
Yeah, but I'm too nervous to ask.
Okay.
So I walked up to Ellen, and I'm like, hey, I'm a comic. I'm also doing something with XM. I just wanted to get a quick picture. She's like, oh no, I can't. I'm in the middle of shooting, but she wasn't, and I wanted to spit in her face.
Yeah, she's really
I give her a good trashing, if that's any consolation.
Good for you.
I know people that work for her as writers, and she's dope and mean to people.
Oh, easy, Lou,
like
on the language.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's a spoil sport.
She's a real ninny.
She's a right rotter, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a right rotter.
Yeah, she's
yes, most definitely.
They went to commercial, I was reading recently, and she yelled at her writers, why did you write that for me?
Yeah, she's really got gallons of...
Yeah, that made the press last week, I believe.
Was she a good stand-up in a day?
Yes, I think she was.
Is that okay to say?
She was a good
Yes.
stand-up. Okay.
She was fine. She was all right. I know she never made me laugh, really. But because she's got that way about her...
being a leather.
Well, no, not that one. Yeah, I don't. Who cares about that? But the fact that she has this sort of MO means that people pile it on.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, look at her working. She shouldn't be working. And whatever, that story. You know what? I've had a show where I had writers, and often I'd look at them and say, you guys stink, and I hate you. So the stories about how tough she is on the writers, that I take with a grain of salt because...
Well, I guess this was...
There's a natural, you got to crack the whip, and also there's a natural thing where the person who's on camera is taking the hits for bad jokes.
But would you do it in front of a live audience?
What's that?
Would you do it in front of a live audience?
Oh, no, never.
I think that's what the story was
really?
about. Yeah, she did a joke and it sucked, and she goes, why would you write that for me? And she was dead serious.
Well, I don't know.
While they were in break.
Yeah, no, she...
You had good writers on Lucky Louie, man.
Every one of them.
They were funny, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you call lesbians in Australia?
Stiff tongues.
Do you
Stiff
really?
tongues.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sunday Cubs. You live out there.
Now, Louis, what's this viral video about?
This is my last time on Conan. Well,
How long ago was that?
Literally, because the show's gone now. Until they come back. But it was October. And it was soon after the economy imploded.
Right.
What happened to the economy?
Guys like you.
Yeah.
But we're still fine.
Yeah, below 7,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who thought we'd see that?
People
the
are very
Dow.
confident with the Obama
Come on.
economic package.
It's the AIG thing this time around.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
The Dow Jones going down is doesn't mean the economy's bad.
No.
It just means rich people are losing some of their money. That's all it means. It's not a sign. But anyway, so the economy was tanking, and I had been doing this material about it, and so I did Conan and did this set, and when I did it in October, it really hit a chord, and it started to go viral. It got up to like 300,000 hits in like 3 days.
Wow.
And then NBC took it down off of YouTube.
Why?
Because they're very smart. They're very savvy. This is the thinking. There's a video out there that's being seen by people maybe who don't even watch the Conan show. It's raising awareness of NBC and Conan for no money. It's not costing a dime.
Free marketing.
And it's going to people that want to see. It's not like forced marketing that doesn't work.
Right.
It's targeted marketing, and it's working.
People are seeking it out.
Got to take it down.
Yes.
now.
Get rid of it.
Get rid of it because they're not controlling it.
They gotta understand what's going on out there.
They're the dumbest people alive.
It is amazing how stupid. Who gives that order?
You know what? At Letterman, if he does an interview and something interesting happens before it's on the air,
Yeah.
they put it on YouTube. They put a little ad on it.
Yeah.
But they also put it up at the best resolution. Like if I go look for a Letterman clip on YouTube, I go to the CBS one that they put up because they put up I'll watch the ad to see it in high resolution. They put out before the show is on. And then that night everybody watches because the YouTube very. But on Conan, this one little interview just starts exploding, and they took it down, and then it was gone for like the whole year for November, December, and January, and now, and then somebody stuck it up on, I think, Spike TV or something, and it started to gain interest again, and so somebody reposted it. I mean, I'm sure they'll take it.
I'm sure they'll take it down now. Yeah,
but it's exploded.
Stupid.
It's gotten this huge, crazy amount of hits. It's up to like close to 1 million. One of them. There's two up. One is like up to 250, and one's like it's like 750 now, I guess.
Right, that's awesome.
And it keeps coming from all these different angles and stuff.
It hit a nerve with your stuff. Huh?
Yeah, and it's interesting because it's these different groups of people, because some like real sort of anarchist hippie people go like, yeah, screw capitalism, which is the essence of what I was saying was that I'm glad capitalism is failing because it wasn't working anyway. But then this guy, oh God, I'm trying to remember his name now. Kevin Levine, is that Levin? He's an ABC Radio, really huge conservative talk show.
Rush Limbaugh?
Mark Levin.
Mark Levin.
He played it on his radio show and the whole thing. And then it came on and said, this guy is right on the money. He is, yes, the Obama administration and the liberals are saying things are bad and they're not. And he turned it into this whole... So I started getting all these emails from conservatives saying, yes, you're one of us. And like it's on Christian websites and all this stuff.
Hysterical.
And then I actually got invited to this huge conservative thing. Not this. It's a thing though that Rush goes to and everybody goes to. It's not that
hearing doctor.
It's this big. What?
Is it a hearing doctor? Because Rush has all two empty dishes on his head.
How about a questionable doctor if we're talking about Rush Limbaugh? Getting a few pills.
But they asked me to perform at this thing that they all go to.
Wow.
And stuff.
And you said no, obviously, right?
Well, I was working. I would have done it in a second.
Sure, and that would have been a good experience.
Just to go.
Well, now we got to play the bit.
Okay.
We should play it.
Oh, okay.
Why don't we link it on onaradio.com so they can see the video of this? But this is getting a lot of talk, went viral for Louis C.K. Check it out.
Those were simpler times, I think. I just feel like we may be going back to that, by the way. But in a way, good, because when I read things like the foundations of capitalism are shattering, I'm like, maybe we need that. Maybe we need some time where we're walking around with a donkey with pots clanging on the sides.
You think that would just bring us back to reality?
Yeah, because everything is amazing right now, and nobody's happy. Like, in my lifetime, the changes in the world have been incredible. When I was a kid, we had a rotary phone. We had a phone that you had to stand next to, and you had to dial it.
Yes.
You realize how primitive? You're making sparks in a phone, and you actually would hate people with zeros in their numbers because it was more like, oh, this guy's got 2 zeros. Screw that guy. Why do I want to? And then if they called and you weren't home, the phone would just ring lonely by itself. And then if you wanted money, you had to go in the bank. When it was open for like 3 hours. You had to stay in line, write yourself a check like an idiot. And then when you ran out of money, you just go, well, I can't do any more things now. I can't do any more things.
That's it, yeah.
That was it. And even if you had a credit card, the guy would go, ugh, and he'd bring out this whole shunk, and he'd write, you'd have to call the president to see if you had any money. And
it's all true, kids. You had to call the president, yeah. It was ridiculous.
Yes.
Do you feel that we now, in the 21st century, we take technology for granted?
Well, yeah, because now we live in an amazing, amazing world, and it's wasted on the crappiest generation of just spoiled idiots that don't care, because this is what people are like now. They got their phone, and they're like, it won't. Give it a second. It's going to space. Can you give it a second to get back from space? Is the speed of light too slow for you? Yeah. I was on an airplane, and there was internet, high-speed internet on the airplane. That's the newest thing that I know exists. And I'm sitting on the plane, and they go, open up your laptop. You can go on the internet. And it's fast, and I'm watching YouTube clips. I'm in an airplane. And then it breaks down. And they apologize. The internet's not working. The guy next to me goes, this is bull. Like how quickly the world owes him something he knew existed only 10 seconds ago. Right. And on planes, flying is the worst one because people come back from flights and they tell you their story. And it's like a horror story. They act like their flight was like a cattle car in the 40s in Germany. That's how bad they make it sound. Right. They're like, it was the worst day of my life. First of all, we didn't board for 20 minutes. Right. And then we get on the plane, and they made us sit there on the runway for 40 minutes. We had to sit there. Oh, really? What happened next? Did you fly through the air incredibly like a bird? Did you partake in the miracle of human flight, you non-contributing zero that you got to fly? You're flying! It's amazing. Everybody on every plane should just constantly be going, oh my God! Wow! Yes! You're flying. You're sitting in a chair in the sky. Yes. Yeah. That's right. Now, Louis, but it doesn't go back a lot. And it's not really. You know, here's the thing. People they say there's delays on flights. Yeah. Delays, really? New York to California in 5 hours. That used to take 30 years to do that, and a bunch of you would die on the way there and have a baby. You'd be a whole different group of people by the time you got there. Now you watch a movie and you take a dump and you're home.
Hey, there you have it, that's Louis C.K. That's brilliant stuff,
Jesus,
Louis.
Man.
Thanks, man.
Very nice. That thing is viral, like we were just talking about. It's popping up all over the place.
That is so goddamn funny. I want to curse.
Yeah.
It is so goddamn funny.
Thanks, man.
Right on the money. God, how spoiled.
Well, just entitled.
We're spoiled, entitled little babies.
The thing is that people expect things to, who owes you a perfect day as a consumer?
Yeah.
Who owes you that? People think it's in the Constitution that they just have a clear signal without any interruptions.
I was in upstate New York in a small town, and I was standing in front of a drugstore. And in the window of the drugstore, they had a wheelchair on display in the window. Is that really an impulse purchase? I should get a wheelchair. That would really help with my paralysis. Then I wouldn't have to drag myself everywhere I go, like I've been doing for 10 years since my legs were blown off at the marathon. Okay. Bunch of hypocrites, apparently. Because, let me point some out to you. Mother. You were just, seconds ago, laughing at a man with no legs crawling on the ground. You're just... And then at the end, you're like, oh, but not those particular legless people. No. We thought you meant just some with a childhood disease who deserves to be laughed at. Not one of those. Now we're laughing at all legless people equally. However you lost your legs. Ha ha ha. You haven't legs. And we've legs. I have legs. I have 2 legs. 2 legs. That's the maximum amount. I love having 2 legs. I love it.
I wouldn't like having no legs. I really don't think I would like it. I think it would suck. I think it would out of the balls of Christ. It's an old Southern expression. It's not used like it used to be. I think 2 legs is better than none. That's what I think. That's just my opinion. It's not popular. You're not supposed to say that because you're supposed to always be very positive about disabled people. But I think that puts pressure on them to be positive. What if they don't want to be? Because the only story we want to hear is about the amazing disabled people. He's amazing. He lost his legs and then he won the leg-having contest. What about disabled people who aren't amazing? Who are just ordinary with a sweatshirt and some potato chips and he's going, fuck, I wish I had legs. No, this is better. This is better with no legs. Why is it better? Because you can do anything now. I can do 4 things. Off. I just don't know that our positive, non-disabled attitude really helps. Like retarded people. We're going to talk about retarded people for 20 minutes. That's what it's going to happen. We're going to discuss retarded people for 20 minutes. It's not okay to never speak of them. No, we're going to talk about them. First of all, I want to talk about the word retarded, okay? Because the word retarded, it's a bad word. Now, people do not like the word retarded. They find it very offensive. Now, I'm a little confused by this because it wasn't always a bad word. And I grew up in the 70s and it wasn't bad back then. And most bad words were always bad. You know, cunt never had a day in the sun. There was never a time where the Santa Claus at the mall was like, come here, you little cunt, tell me what you want for Christmas. And then in the 90s, we're like, let's lay off a cunt a little bit there, gang. No, we used the word retarded in the 70s. We used it to identify people who were retarded. It wasn't controversial. It wasn't like he's retarded. It was like he is retarded. This fellow right here is retarded, right? I told you yes, you're still retarded. He is retarded, everyone. And I grew up in Boston. We didn't say retarded in Boston. We said retarded. He's retarded. God bless him, he's retarded. That's the way we used it. With love. Help the retarded. That's what people said in the 70s. Help the retarded. There was a lady outside the supermarket near my house every Christmas with a bell. She was like, help the retarded. Help the retarded. You gonna tell me she was a bad person? She was helping the retarded. And I feel like we had more of them around back then. I haven't seen one in years. In the 70s, there was a retarded guy in a windbreaker on every street corner. We were using the word and they were more in our lives. I swear to God, they were more. They were in our culture. There was TV movies about retarded people all the time. Tonight on ABC, a retarded boy's dream. There was one, I remember with Sean Cassidy. I don't know if you remember Sean Cassidy. Some of you too young. But Sean Cassidy, he began his career as a teen pop idol. He was a 13-year-old boy with a very hit song called Da Do Run Run. And he had feathered blonde hair and juicy lips. And he's on the cover of Teen Beat magazine. And everybody liked Sean Cassidy because he was sexy. He's a sexy boy. I thought he was sexy. I did. I thought he was really sexy. I was 6 years old. But I already had inappropriate sex feelings for teenage boys when I was 6. I was an old soul. I was a pedophile when I was 6. I used to go up to teenage boys when I was 6, like, hey, how's it going? That kid's weird. He's got a boner. Anyway. Not anymore. I outgrew it, but no. I'm not sexually attracted to teenage boys. I'm not. But I don't not get it. I mean, I get it. I'm not like, what? Like, you can see it. Like I was in an airport once, and I'm walking along where people walk in the airport, and there's these chairs facing the aisle, and there was this family sitting there, a mom and a dad and 2 teenage boys, and they're like just both sitting with their phones with their legs. They weren't like these shorts. One had cut-off shorts, and one had basketball shorts, and they both just had their legs open because they don't give a both legs just splayed, and then just smooth, you know, just very, and I saw it. It didn't do anything to me, but I kind of wanted to stop and go, hey fellas, let's close that up, huh? You're not getting me, but I know you're causing a problem for somebody in this airport. Let's close it up. I did not say that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Anyway, let's return to the comfortable subject of retarded people, shall we? So, Sean Cassidy. Sean Cassidy was a teen singer who then grew up. He was about 18. Now he was, old and gross. Nobody wanted to him. So he started to act. And he had a movie on TV called Normal People, where he played a retarded man who wants to live a normal life. It was very inspiring, actually. And at one point, he didn't do like a big retarded character. He wore thick glasses, he talked like Elmer Fudd, that was the whole thing. So he goes up to the guy who runs the group home he lives in, and he says, I want to get a job. And the guys who runs it is like, Republican conservative. So he's like, you can't get a job, you're retarded, And, But then there's a liberal lady who works there, and she says, of course he can get a job. He's as good as anyone. So they let him get a job as an air traffic controller or whatever was available. And then he meets a woman who's also retarded who lives at the group home. He falls in love with her. It's a very nice love story. And he says, we want to get married. And the guy says, she says, but they're in love. So they get married. And then one day he says, we want to have a baby. And the liberal lady says, no way. And they just shut them down right there. And that's the end of the movie. I swear to God, that's just how it ends. And the point of the movie is just, hey, there's a limit. Like, that's, I guess, what the point of it was. And that's pretty intense. But hey, retarded people were on television. We were talking about it. We were dealing with it. And they said the word retarded about 50,000 times in the movie. Now we don't say the word, and I don't see them anywhere. I guess that's my problem with it. And also, the word is not basically a bad word. It's a medical term. But it became a bad word because it's used as an insult, really. Not towards retarded people. Nobody does that. Nobody calls retarded people retarded to insult them. What would be the point of that? It'll be like going up to a chair and saying, you're a chair. Like, what are you doing? No. People use it on their friends. Like, you're at a bar, your friend's like, I don't have any more money for beer. And you're like, you're retarded. Do you know that? And in that moment, no one retarded is insulted. They're not. Do you know why? Because they're not there. Because we don't include them in our lives. They're not at the bar. How many of you have a retarded drinking buddy that you hang out with? No, you take them to the zoo when they're little and then f*** them. This is what I find confusing about this thing, is that we told many generations of people that they are retarded. We told them that that's what they are, and they lived with it, and they dealt with it. And then we just decided it's a bad word. So did we tell them this? Did we go back to them and explain this to them? Listen, Nelson, I have something to tell you. You're not retarded anymore. You mean I'm cured? No. No. No, we're not even working on it. We used to let kings take over for their fathers. That's the craziest rule that ever existed. that if the king dies, they let his kid be the king. What are the odds that he's not going to be a piece of shit? How do you let that... That's one of the weirdest things that we've ever done as a race of people. I mean, all of us. White people, and I mean, there were black kings too. African countries. There's never been a black king of England. That's never gonna happen. That is one color line that's never gonna get... Don't even hope, man. It ain't gonna happen. There's not gonna be a black king of England. I mean, after all that white that's been pumped into their blood for years, they've just been this kind of jizzy white color for all these generations. Purpley. They're all... Every British royal looks like cock meat. That's what their faces look like, an Irish penis. That's what they look like. Someone took an Irishman's penis and stretched it out and drew a face on it with Sharpie. Just... That's what they look like. I've been on the road a lot. I flew here, and I farted so many times on the plane. I farted so many times. You know when you're on the plane and you fart a couple of times and you're like, fair's fair. Everybody's farting. But then you keep going, you're like, this might be an issue. This might be an incident. That might be in the paper, I'm farting so much. I farted so much on that plane. And sure enough, when I landed, they gave me the plane. They're like, just take it home, you ruined it. We tried flying it around with all the doors open, it didn't help. Pig. I got stopped at security because something was in my bag. You know when your bag goes through the X-ray machine, and it's very high tech now. They keep upping the technology on the X-ray machine for the carry-ons. Who's still trying? Who's still putting a gun in their carry-on? Like, hey, maybe this time it'll work out, you know? But my bag got stopped, and I wasn't sure why. I knew I didn't have any liquids or anything, and the lady opened it, and sure, here's what happened. I had clay in my bag. Because I'm not an artist, but I like clay. I make little they're this big. I do. I make tiny they're perfect. And I hold it and I walk around. It's okay. And then when I get upset, I smush it. Now you're nothing. Now you're nothing. Anyway, it relaxes me. So I didn't think about this in terms of security until the lady took it out. It's a plastic bag with gray clay. It looks like C4 plastic explosive. And she's like, what is this? And I said, it's clay from an art store. She goes, I can't let you have it. I said, all right. So she threw it away, and she says, have a nice flight. I'm like, look, either that's a bomb or it's not. Like, either give me my clay back, or ask me many questions, please. Is that the procedure? Hey, this guy has a bomb in his bag. Oh yeah, you can't have that on the plane, I'm sorry. Yeah. You can explode it here, but you can't take it on the plane, I'm sorry. I know it's stupid. It's just because that one guy ruined it for everybody. But I never get irritated by traveling because I love to travel. I love that I get to do this and travel. I traveled all over the world this year. I was in Europe. I was all over the place. And, you know, when you travel, you don't get to have the things you're used to having. But you get to have things you never had before. That's a trade-off. Like I was in Sweden. Now, if you're in Sweden and you go to, like, say you're at a hotel and you want breakfast, they don't have maple syrup. They just don't have it. But they do have do you have maple syrup? No, but we have I'll have that. That's fine. It's the same all over the world. You know, you go to Tokyo. Do you have peanut butter? No, but we have. That's spicy. Same all over the world. You go to Africa. Oh, okay, just the Swedish and the Japanese. No, yeah, that's right. No, you're right. Yeah, just the Swedes and the Japs, but don't around. Yeah, no, Africa's not okay, because they can't take a joke in Africa. They're very fragile people. So they need you to protect them against jokes. So good job. Rightly so. I'll skip Africa. I don't even know what it is. All right, whatever. But I like traveling. I like seeing people. I don't care about the place. I was in Glasgow, Scotland, and I was in a train station, and I saw this old man, old Scottish man, with a little boy, about 10 years old maybe, this tall, red hair, and he's holding his hand, and they're walking. It was really sweet. Then they got to the train, and the man's gonna get on the train, but he bends over, and he kissed this little boy on the lips for a long time. They were like making, it was weird. It was like making, and the kid had his hand on the back of his head and everything. And I was like, oh no. Oh no. He's making out with that little boy. But then I looked closer and I realized it's not a little boy, it's an old lady. It's a little old Scottish lady. But then I looked even closer and I was like, oh no, it is a kid. It's a little Scottish boy, and he looks old because life is hard there. His dad keeps kissing on the mouth and I went to the zoo. I was in Ohio. I went to the zoo. You go to the zoo when you're on the road, right? You don't go to the zoo in your hometown. It's not like you're at work, like I should hit the zoo. Oh, shit, it's gonna close. I just really want to see a monkey's face right now, really bad. It's gonna be a bad night if I don't look at a monkey. I'm gonna hit both my kids if I don't see a monkey tonight before I get home. Anyway, I went to the zoo in Ohio with a friend of mine, and we went to see the lion. And it's always a lion, you know. It's not a. The zoo lion's never like. Rawr. He's just sitting on a fake rock, just eating lamb chops from Costco. My friend said, that's really sad. He said, they should free that lion. I was like, what are you seeing in your mind exactly? Describe your wish to me. He said they should take that lion to Africa. And what, just let him out of the car? Good luck, lion. The lion's like, what the is this? Then the African lions walk up to him. Hey, man, how you doing? Where are you from? Columbus, Ohio. All right. Well, why don't you lift that tail, because my is going right in your ass.
You know, and it's not the fault of some corporations or Donald Trump. It's like Walmart kills all small town economies. But it's not Walmart's fault. It's the fault of the people. I used to have a house in upstate New York, and there was a town that had all these beautiful old diners and general stores, and they all closed one by one because of Walmart. But it wasn't Walmart's fault. It was the people that lived in that town that don't give a shit about their neighbors.
But is it giving a shit?
It's the American basic consumer who's like, well, okay, I could spend 13 cents less on a mop.
Yeah.
So my neighbor. My neighbor who's had that store in his family for, who's taken care. There's like a million George Bailey moments in that town's history where the whole, I'll give a check to your, baseball teams with names, John's General Store.
Right.
Yeah. Like the whole community coming together to do stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I want to buy a Jim Carrey movie 3-pack for $7. So the old movie theater with a Wurlitzer organ.
But think of Blockbuster Video. Now that caused a big thing because it pretty much closed down all the little mom and pop video stores,
which was a great family business.
Which was a family business and shit like that. I remember those things and having to go in and you'd have to buy a membership fee when you first get in. When it was like $100,
and that was just to try to keep the stores.
Yeah, to keep the store open. But then Blockbuster came around. Now what do you want to do? Go into the mom and pop and wait a week for the latest release?
Yeah, why don't you? Why don't you fucking wait a little bit?
I want it now.
So fuck the family that opened that store.
Yeah.
And by the way, fuck them that they used to think about what movies you might like. That you might walk in and they go, Anthony, you like comedies.
Anthony, we got a whole section for you.
Do you even know
Remember
who
that conversation
Francois
we had?
Tati is? And they'd show you something that we went and found this. Blockbuster would never do that for you. Fuck them.
I agree with both of you, but
so that you can
the local,
save a little bit of money.
The local place that Ann's talking about, you had to wait for some to bring back the nice new movie.
It's out. You'd be like, it's out. It's like, what?
When is it coming back? I want to watch that fucking thing.
Again,
and then Blockbuster said, fuck
ability.
That. The Blockbuster said, look, we could just put 100 copies on the shelf.
So you're thinking the whole loyalty thing should outweigh the convenience?
Absolutely, because you're supporting somebody who is, there's a human being and a family who's living off that business, and they give a shit about you.
But
by the way, where's Blockbuster? It's fucking
know,
gone, so they leave a vacuum.
You
can't rent a
delivery
fucking
now.
video anymore.
Yeah, but why would you? Digital delivery.
If there was video stores, you know why? It's like bookstores. A bookstore is not just a place where you can buy books. It's a place where somebody expresses themselves by deciding what books to put out there and what books they want to offer their community.
Right.
And that gets replaced by Barnes & Nobles, which means you get the same books that every place in the world gets. I mean, not just America.
Right.
Every bookstore has exactly the same books now. I mean, that's people don't realize what a massive... It used to be, you go to that bookstore, you're going to get some weird off-color books of this kind, or you're going to get maybe a right-wing bookstore, a left-wing bookstore. That used to be how people... And then so Barnes Nobles comes, and the difference is a family business will hang on through the tough years if they have half a chance.
Yeah.
But a corporate business will go, we're not making it $10 trillion, just pull up stakes. And they're gone. So now there's no more bookstores.
That's amazing.
Or video stores. Yeah.
No bookstores, no video stores.
Right. The big Barnes Noble on the Upper West.
But because those are predatory businesses.
Given your thinking, though, wouldn't we never progress? Like,
who's progressing? That's the
I mean, with everything. Like, wouldn't we not look at the automotive business, which is horrible now, of course, because of the outsourcing and everything. But early on, there were guys working those lines. What about the technology to come in and use robots that did eliminate jobs, but it makes the car better and faster and
that's exactly the thing. These things like bookstores and video stores, they weren't improved. They were destroyed. And a book is not a car. It's not a product that needs to be perfected like a technology. It's about having a way of life.
But now you just download it on Kindle.
Yeah. No, exactly, but it's rubbed out getting out of your house and going to a bookstore, meeting the bookstore guy and other people. You used to get laid by going to bookstores. A way that people used to get laid is by going to a bookstore and standing in a section that makes you look smart. And then a chick comes around.
Yeah.
Oh, do you also like this book?
Oh, sure. I'm perusing this.
Yeah, you can't do that
there?
anymore. When I grew up in Boston, and there was a place in Harvard Square called the Coffee Connection. And this was a place that was obsessed with coffee. And they had coffees from all around the world. And they'd have stuff like you'd get like a cappuccino, and they'd shave chocolate onto it, not like a canister of chocolate powder.
It took time. I mean,
They had a cheese grater and a block of chocolate, and they'd shred chocolate onto the thing for you. That's like how good it was.
You sound like my grandfather.
No,
my grandfather talking to me. You don't even understand
you have
old
no idea.
days.
I know the point he's about to make.
You'd go to the Coffee Connection, and you'd sit there like trembling, and they'd bring you this thing that would just change your life. Or they'd go, "Hey, you want to try Turkish? We have a new Turkish coffee today. It's a weird
that
thing.
sounds good.
Never tried it." So then Starbucks opens down the street, but this Coffee Connection hangs on. So Starbucks opens another one, like on the other side of them. Starbucks isn't doing so great that they can open another one. They're just trying to kill.
Oh shit!
So they open like 5 within a block of the place. Until Coffee Connection goes, this is getting hard. And they sell themselves. They go, let's just be at Starbucks.
Yeah.
So then Starbucks buys them and then closes the other ones. And then you're just left with just one choice. You get Starbucks.
And the quality of Starbucks is horrible.
It's
now.
okay. And the instant
was all
Starbucks
right
isn't
when they
making
first-
a profit, they'll
Yeah.
give up. And then there won't be a place to even get coffee. In
Right, then we go
Harvard.
back to having no coffee again.
No coffee.
He's right.
So
I remember
wow,
I remember the lumber stores. I remember we did a lot of
when you go
renovation
to the
on our old
lumber.
house because we had 7 kids, small house, where we were constantly adding rooms and this and that.
Mom and Pop lumber shops.
Mom and Pop.
Yeah,
I would get in the car with my dad. I remember like it was yesterday. We go to the local lumber guy. He knew my dad's first name. We got this for you. We made your pile. It's
Putting
all
a dormer
set.
on the house, are you?
And-
Yep. Well, you're
But I
gonna
know-
need some of that. No, I'll come over here. I'll help you out. You need that for the joists.
But there was it was a social thing too, man. How are the
Yes.
kids and
Lumber
how are
stores
your
were
kids?
very
and
social.
right?
Yeah.
And then the Home Depot. It's a massive warehouse, and no one wants to help
Inhumane.
you.
You're
And
just
there's
mad right when you
sad
walk in.
people working there.
Right.
Yeah. The buying of the lumber is not a happy exchange. It used to be that you could say to yourself, you know what, if I invest in a good saw and I get some trucks, I could go out and get some poplar and cut it well, and people will come here and build houses with it.
Yeah.
And you go, hey, you got some nice poplar, not as good as Joe Wilson's. Yeah, well, mine is down 3 cents.
Right.
Well, I'll buy yours then. This was like and by the way,
Pa
we
Ingalls.
don't improve through this.
No.
We actually don't. It's like it's what happens is the second place product always wins by being more vicious.
to
Yeah,
take
like
over
Microsoft versus Apple.
Right.
Microsoft is shit software. It's hard compared to Apple.
I know, believe me.
It's horrible, but Bill Gates is a capitalist, and he was vicious, and he fought Apple, and so for some years anyway.
Yeah.
America lived on computer technology because of his
There was a point
ambition.
where we all thought Apple was gone.
Yeah, it's
It was
VHS
dead.
versus Beta. Beta
Yep.
is still used today.
Yeah.
Beta videotape is still what most TV shows are shot on.
Yeah.
And we all watched VHS tapes because the VHS people said, we make the second best, so we're going to be cutthroat and up and pay off people and go to litigation and like sue Beta. And Beta's like, we're making the best kind. We can't even get people to buy it.
Yeah.
And so everyone gets VHS.
Unbelievable.
It's Tesla and Edison. It's
Edison
always
and Tesla, yeah.
one guy's a genius and is selling a beautiful thing. The second place guy copies it, doesn't do it as well,
and then
takes him to
fucks the
court
guy.
in every f***ing state in America and muscles him and fights him and
Ruins
outdraws
his
him.
credibility.
Gets some f***ing Texan to pay for it, and then we all have to buy the shitty product.
You're brilliant.
It's true.
So
It's the
that-
same with cars. They would be better if what you're saying was actually true.
If it was like the guys still on the assembly line.
Yeah.
or-
Your coffee story is deeply depressing.
It is what happens everywhere.
I was thinking as you were talking about that, like the Starbucks popping up are like weeds.
Yes.
Taking out the really nice crop.
Yeah,
nice
that's what they
flowers.
do.
They're
And
just,
they're only
they're just
interested
putting
in
weeds all over the place
That's right.
to destroy it.
I was in Florida recently. I don't like Florida at all. That's a state full of shit people. That's what I think. Hate Florida.
I hate it. I hate the whole thing. The entire. It looks like it doesn't look like a people say that. It looks like a coming out. If you look at it, it's like America's ass. And it's a that's just that you're trying to. And there's a little. Cuba's like a little that came first. That's what I think of Florida. Every time there's a hurricane, I'm like, yeah, get them all, Melissa. No, I don't mean any of that. It's just fun. I was in a sushi restaurant in Florida, and it was empty. You ever go to a restaurant and it's open, but you're literally the only person in there. You walk in, the staff is like sitting at the tables, you know, and you walk in, you're like, "Are you open?" They're like, "Yeah," and you go, "Oh, good," and they're like, "Oh, we got to fire up the whole restaurant for this one guy now." So I ordered a lot of sushi because I felt bad for wasting their time, and I didn't eat most of it because I don't like sushi. And so the waitress comes over. She's Japanese, and she says, "You know Finnish?" Which is what she said. I'm not. It's just what she said. I'm not gonna change what she said. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that she said you're not gonna finish that, because it doesn't happen to be what she said. And I have to do the accent, because it's weird if I tell you that she said, "You know Finnish?" So I'm stuck. She said, "You know Finnish?" "Do you know Finnish?" It's exactly what she said. It's a perfect replica. And I said, "No, I know Finnish." Because I think that's polite to repeat people's bad English to them. Otherwise, you're being a It's like, "You know Finnish?" "No, I am not going to finish. You left out a lot of words. I took the liberty of restoring them."
I always seem to get in trouble with people. I don't know what happens to me. I was in traffic once, and a guy behind me lost his mind. That ever happen to you? The guy behind you in traffic just decides that you're the problem. It's you. I don't know what happened. I'm sitting in this car, and there's 50 cars ahead of me before any light. And the guy behind me just starts beep, 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 beep. I look at him, and he's honking just at me. He's amazed that I'm not going. He's going, "Go! Jesus! Just go!" Screaming out his window at me. Like I'm driving all 50 cars there, you know? I'm pushing them like shopping carts in a parking lot. What does he think? He keeps yelling, "Go!" And I'm trying to do that thing. "What? I can't. What do you want? What do you want? Why are you..." But it just made him madder. He was like purple and crazy. And I'm laughing at him, you know, till he gets out of his car. He's one of these guys, gets out of his car, comes up to my car, starts screaming at me, "Move it! Move it!" And what am I gonna say back? What's gonna be my argument that's gonna make him see clearly, you know? Well, I can't because of all the cars. I'm not able to get through the cars because they're solid. They're made of solid material. You know what I mean? And he's going to go, "Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, no, I didn't know they were solid. That's right. Yeah, you can't drive through the cars. Well, I'll just go back to my car and wait. I'm sorry." That's not going to happen. But he kept yelling at me, so I just decided, you know what? I'm going to argue with this guy. I'll argue with him. But I'm going to argue about something else. I'm not going to have his argument. I'm going to have mine. So he goes, "Move it!" And I go, "Well, give me back my jacket!" And he stopped. And I was like, "Yeah, you got my jacket! Give it back! Now! I want it!" He got scared. Got back in his car and he locked his doors. So, you know, that's what I do from now on. I was talking to my this guy Jerry that I know, and he's one of these guys. You know those people who they sound like they're happy for you, but they sound like they're in pain also. You know, people that talk like that. He's like, hey, what's going on? And I go, well, my sister is getting married. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that's terrific. Yeah, and I think we're gonna have a baby. Oh my God! Ah! Ah! God bless you! Thanks, pal.
Part of being an artist is you get fed up with yourself, so you just go, I might as well really talk.
Right.
You lose the comic rhythm, and you start getting actually funny and getting
the need to crush. The need to crush.
And I think getting back to our subject, that's happened in some degree with this filmmaker, because he started with the Hard Eight, just going like, here's how my voice sounds. Here's how I look at things. Here's how I film stuff. Here's how I use music and cutting. And what he had underneath that grew and grew over time was the ability to have actors live with a really sad, just a tragic sadness, and to see the value in actors that weren't exactly kicking ass in other areas yet. And then Boogie Nights was his, like, I'm in Hollywood and I got Marky Mark and I got Burt Reynolds and I'm going to make this John Holmes movie. And the whole second half is going to be so dark and violent, and it's going to be a mess, man. And the first half of it is just beautiful to me. This is just my feeling. Yeah. Second half, I just didn't care about, but I knew I was watching a guy who's extremely special and learning. But he only got richer and richer and richer after that.
I was changing my daughter the other day, and she's too old for diapers now, but she's still in them, and it's bad because this kid does not poop. This kid craps. This is not okay anymore. I was changing her diaper the other day. It was like a 48-year-old alcoholic man's shit in her diaper. Like, she was out all night drinking Jaeger, and she went to Denny's and got a Grand Slam. Ate half of it, got in a fight in the parking lot, and passed out in a Pontiac and herself. And her friends drove her home with the windows open and dumped her on my lawn. And now I gotta clean it. And it's crazy. And you can't even react. You can't go like, what the f***? That's disgusting. You'll f*** them up about their own shit. You gotta be nice. You open her diaper, it's just chaos in there. It's just bananas. It's just... every amazes me. I'm never used to it. Everyone, I'm like, okay, wow, what is that? You have been eating diarrhea for a week, I think. Because that's awful. But you can't. You gotta be like, you just go, oh, wow. You really got something there, honey? That's really something. That's really okay. Well, all right, let me scrape that off your knees for you. Just get it down off your back. Just get all this hazmat in one place. Wipe you down. Clean your tiny vagina at the end. Who knew that was going to be my life? I had no idea that my relationship to the vagina was going to be cleaning shit out of a tiny one several times a day. They don't tell you that. When you're getting ready to be a dad, nobody pulls you aside and says, you're going to have to clean the vagina a lot because every time she takes a shit, it goes straight up her twat. They don't tell you that. Nobody tells you. And they should. It's a big part of being a dad. It's bigger than Christmas. It happens every day. And you got to get it right, front to back. It's very important.